Women want to be loved. Men don't care if they're loved. Men only care if they're respected.
What are the top 5 things or top few things that lead to marital problems?
Or the first thing I would say is the lack of communication. Some people would like to say poor communication, but I prefer lack of communication because poor communication only means that every time we talk, we want to argue. So that's poor communication. But I think that the problem is deeper than that in the fact that over time, there's been a lack of communication between the husband and the wife. Almost 70% of divorces are actually filed. Filing for divorce happens by women. So if a husband wants his family and his marriage to go well, he needs to begin to guide it through his open communication, through laying down certain the boundaries or what's important to us as a family. When a husband wakes up in the morning, it's very important for him to make sure that he touches base, not just grabbing the piece of toast that was laid out for him by his wife and run toward the front door. If you need to, get up a little bit earlier, but get rid of poor communication and have real communication, which keeps the family on track. One of the next things is that leads to marital divorce is really the amount of conflict that you let happen inside your home. How much conflict do you allow? There is no such thing as a problem, but when one arises, what we do is we decide to face off with it in a very calm and systematic way. The third thing that happens that really leads to divorce is a lack of respect. The lack of respect is a huge thing. Men run this way. Women want to be loved. Men don't care if they're loved. Men only care if they're respected. Because for women want to be cared for. They want to know that everything's okay when he walks out the door to make money for his family, is that if she make sure that she is consistently respectful. I love the way you do that for me. I really respect your leadership insights. Thank you so much for the way that you've provided for our family all these years. And if she keeps that up, keeps the respect up, there's no room for divorce.
Why do you think that men care so much about respect?
Because they're so disrespected. Now tell me, what's really important to you when a decision needs to be made for the home? What's important to William at that time?
To me?
Yeah.
When a decision needs to be made for the home.
Yeah.
The things that come to mind are speed, efficiency, effectiveness, and outcome.
In order for that to happen, your wife has got to respect that in order for you to have the speed, for you to feel victorious. Because without respect, you'll feel like you're dragging everyone in your life toward everything. And so you begin to gravitate toward people who actually respect you, because those people are the people that you can build a future with. But if every time that you go home, or if all the time when a wife is at that spot and she's consistently berated, consistently told that she doesn't know anything, consistently jumped on. If that happens, divorce is imminent. There's not anything that you can do, but you can actually guide and enhance your marriage by your words, by your respect. A man does not need words. He needs to be able to see. Like a person can tell you that they respect you and that they love you all day long, but after they do that one time, you're looking for the action that goes along with that.
Now, would you say it's innately tied to men's biological and psychological desire to have status? Because respect is a byproduct or an expression of status. And historically, the societal needs of men are status and respect, while women are resources and love.
That status is built. Your status is built by the people that are near to you. But the one who can actually destroy you with a look is your wife. And so status is built inside you by the ones that are the closest to you. They give you status. He wants to be looked at as though that his efforts have been recognized and celebrated. And so when somebody doesn't do that, when someone disrespects this person, whoever they are, all of a sudden what happens is that internally he begins to innately start thinking, am I at the right place? Am I with the right person? Oh, absolutely. And the lack of respect eats away at a person's self-respect.
Which then, how could they have status?
Exactly. I mean, so it's really big. Another thing that happens for divorce is really negative opinions about your partner. When you go home and you see your wife, and let's just say you walk in and all of a sudden you know that something's not right at home. So we go into where our spouses and we say, honey, what happened today? Are you okay? I just don't think you love me. It's like, okay, what makes you think that? Well, I was talking to my sister today, and she just showed me how little that you actually just really care for me. And so I'm holding this, and this becomes a resentment. It becomes a grudge. And so holding a negative opinion about your spouse.
Keyword opinion.
Well, it's an opinion. Yeah, it's not even real, but it begins to be built inside you. And so holding those negative things, you don't hold negative things about your spouse. Fight with yourself and say, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to talk to them about this. Why do I feel this? How can we make this better? What can we do? How can we have a do-over? How can we hit the reset button? How can I reapproach this? You start becoming a self-corrector.
Important.
When you start correcting yourself, no one else has to. And if a spouse becomes a whole person by themselves, that they focus on themselves and not focus on their spouse. I want to focus on what I can fix inside me in order to be a better father, a better husband, a better employer, a better friend. I want to work on me all the time. And that's where that term self-correcting comes from.
So important.
Yeah, you start fixing you, and that way you don't have to argue with everyone else.
Great words
about
of wisdom right there.
Yep.